Welcome back to Afternoon Live. It's the twisted tale of a woman convicted of defrauding donors out of thousands and thousands of dollars, and the shocking way she did it in ABC's limited series, Scamanda.
Amanda Riley was a mother, wife,
speaker at her church.
Everybody loved her. She got diagnosed with cancer.
I heard the words, "You have stage 3 blood cancer."
When Amanda told me she had cancer, I was so devastated.
A beloved young Christian woman fighting a battle undeserved.
We gave our hearts, our prayers.
We thought she was God's gift, but she was a liar.
Why would somebody fake cancer?
Thousands of people threw money at her.
The community raised $100,000.
What surprised me is the lengths that she went to fake the cancer. There's all these pictures of her in the hospital with IVs, tubing.
She was accused of faking cancer. She hurt tons of people.
It was only a matter of time until Amanda's whole world came tumbling down.
Oh my God! I was like, ha, you're lying and you're getting caught. This is over. But it wasn't, not even close.
Scamanda.
Here to share more, we welcome to Afternoon Live the woman behind the series, investigative producer Nancy Mosciatello. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So tell me, when does this story begin for you? Because I know you did a lot of legwork in the investigation.
Yeah, it began for me in 2015, and Amanda had already been up and running with cancer from 2012. So I was about 3 years after she started.
Can you give us a few basic bullet points? I know the story is so complex, but for people who aren't familiar, what are some of the key things to know about heading into the series?
Oh, I think some of the key things to know is that Amanda Riley was, really beloved in her community. She was really active in her church, which was a very large mega church. She had been diagnosed with cancer, and this was felt throughout the community. And at the same time, Amanda and her husband were going through a custody battle with his ex-wife, and that was like another layer to Amanda's story and her manipulation in all of this. There was a couple of different layers that she operated on, and that's the docuseries, and as the podcast will take you through each different person's involvement with her.
Yeah, I found the podcast so fascinating. I cannot wait to watch the series in a different medium. And it's so fascinating to me that so much source material comes from Amanda's own words. What was it like for you kind of going through those initial blog posts and all the social media? It was hard to piece it all together.
Yeah, it was really eye-opening going through her blog, because it was very detailed, like you said. And that was really her undoing, because she was very specific. Hey, for example, I'm flying to New York for such and such clinical trial and for this particular drug, and this didn't work on me, but now I'm using this drug. And those were things I could really latch on to and fact check properly by calling facilities and seeing, like, what are your trials? What medications are you working with? And really get to the bottom of that fairly quickly. But then, piecing together all the fundraising and the people that donated was the next level, because it was also, she would thank people for, different amounts of money with first names, not always giving all the details. So, tracking each of the victims that I could was also another integral part of doing things.
I was re-listening to you talk about the beginnings of kind of digging into the court documents that you could initially get a hold of, and you yourself going back and forth, because it seems like she has cancer, but could she really? This doesn't make sense. But no one wants to believe that someone would fake something like that. And it makes sense when you hear from loved ones in her life that, gosh, no one would ever question that somebody would attempt something like that.
Yeah, and like you said, those court documents, like bankruptcy court and child custody, family court, those documents were really important, because they used the cancer diagnosis. I know that sounds strange, but it was used in the court documents. That is why the husband got a financial hardship for all the medical expenses he was enduring in the family court. So the cancer permeated all of that. And they testified to a lot of that and put it in court documents about how much money they were spending on medical for her cancer, doctor's appointments, and why they had to change court dates. So it really seeped into all aspects. And again, those documents are you know, they're signing off on those when they submit them to the court. So that, again, that was another layer that was like, okay, the lies run deep, and it makes it easier to have a basis for saying, I don't think she has cancer and I don't think she's sick.
What's it been like for you following this story now for so many years and becoming part of it yourself? I imagine that's kind of a unique experience. You've been doing this work for a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique experience for me. I'm very much behind the scenes and like working that way. I enjoy it so much. So yeah, and I think even with this story, you know, it wasn't until she sued me, you know, and took me to court that I had to get involved on a different level, that more so than I would have liked to. But yeah, it is a very different experience for sure.
Quite a tangled
I'm happy
web.
to start going back behind the scenes again.
For sure, I hear you. Hey, thank you so much, Nancy. We really appreciate it. We're so looking forward to the premiere.
Great, thank you for having me.
All right, Scamanda premieres tomorrow night at 9 on KATU and ABC. We'll have more information on our website at KATU.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.